Welcome back, Bobcats. Who are we playing tonight?
Awesome.
Who are we playing tonight?
Oh, I believe we're playing WMU.
WMU tonight. Varsity Overwatch. I'm Will.
I'm Addison.
President of the Overwatch Club, and I believe member of the Shea Sales Center in the business.
I know, it is awesome. I'm a business bobcat.
All right. We got two business Bobcats up here. I've had enough of the CS major next to me, so now I get a familiar up here. This is great. Anyway, WMU, Western Michigan. I prepped for this game last week. I watched a couple WMU VODs, and then I found out a team member lied to me and that they were playing a different team. So WMU, a really rough team, or a really tough team, I should say. And of course, Ohio, still kind of waiting for an actual challenge. Like, we've kind of gone through and we've 3-0'd, I believe, both times so far. It's been very convincing wins. So now it's time for the actual,
challenge, I would say.
I don't want to say challenge, but I want to say, season to, really get going. This was kind of our preseason. This was NFL preseason for the team that puts all their starters out there and kind of rocks out for a little while.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, this is going to be something where we've seen Ohio come at every single thing headstrong. We go. And, I mean, we've won our games. We've showed off. We've showed our skill. Especially to see as we go later in the season, it's going to be interesting to see where we place. The more teams we go against, of course, the more skill ranges we're going to see. So I'm definitely interested to see how this game's going to turn out.
Yeah, certainly. And looks like everything's getting set up back there. Kind of see LeBron James. Sorry, I almost said Slow-O. It's no longer Slow-O. It's LeBron James. And we got to take a look at some LeBron James stats real quick. We were looking at those earlier. Of course, had a really good just last game, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He's rocking out there.
I know, it's crazy to see them playing Overwatch.
I know, it's wild. So yeah, of course, the 5-player breakout screen is right up there for you guys. We have Jackson Akusora in the top right, CJ Fresco in the top center, Jack Monkey in the top left, and then we have Zach Crazy Man G in the bottom left. Good group of guys back there, really gelling well, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So do you want to talk about maybe a couple of the Overwatch things that happened recently?
Yeah, sure. So why don't you kick that off?
Yeah, I'll shoot off. I mean, of course, I'm Addison, president of Overwatch, right? That gives me some authority. But a couple things that have happened. Pretty much Overwatch is starting to lean more towards our tanks again. So we've seen a lot of health buffs, we've seen damage buffs. That's definitely brought Ryan back onto the field. Ryan has had his damage, I think, almost doubled. He can now 2-hit a bunch of 200 health DPS. It's awesome, and we've definitely started to see a lot of tanks take that prevalence again. So hopefully what we'll start to see in the games is we're going to see a lot more people leaning on their tank. Originally, tanks were kind of like that buffier DPS, and now we're going to start to see them taking their role again.
Yeah, certainly, and it looks like we are loading into the game. Starting map on Busan today. So, of course, we haven't seen Busan yet this ESC season. I went back through. I believe Ohio went 3-1 on Busan last year. So, kind of did well last year. A lot of the same people returning. Hopefully that chemistry can return, and we'll have a great start.
Yeah, right now we're taking you a view through the streets of downtown Busan. I mean, it is an awesome map, great for that control point. We're definitely going to be seeing a lot of different fighting. There's some high ground here, low ground here. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what OU is going to do.
Yeah, certainly. And it looks like Crazy Man G is rocking out with the Junker Queen right there in Fresco on Sojourn. Kind of a nice little combo for this map, and they've definitely played this earlier tonight. A little warm-up in the scrim with this.
Yeah, Lucio's going to give them that speed boost that's going to get them onto that point fast, especially with JQ. The health buff as well as speed is going to give them a lot. And with Tracer and the mobility in the background, we're going to be able to see a lot of plays.
Crazy Man G, of course, pushing up, kind of trying to keep that Doomfist at bay. Of course, he's got to kind of stay around in all these, small areas, allowing healers to still get to him.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing Crazy Minji playing those quarters really, really well. We're seeing Acusora right now, the Tracer, capturing point, which is awesome for OU. It's going to start us off with an early lead. And it looks like we're starting to play pretty well. We had elimination on the Doomfist, and it looks like we are pushing in.
Yeah, that forces Western to play the point, and of course they are kind of going down right there. A couple of the Ohio players getting a couple important picks. pushing back WMU.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge between our two hit scan plays. We're seeing Sojourn come out on both teams, so it's definitely going to be reliant on whether or not we can get those hits. If we can land a hit before they can, especially on a support, that's going to be a key player down on either team. Especially if we can land it, then that's going to be most likely a fight win.
Yeah, we see LeBron James here on the Lucio trying to kind of keep his team up a little bit, get some maneuverability, keeping that Doomfist away, but he's unable to do so. Fresco goes down to the Doomfist.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We're seeing Crazy Man G pushing back onto point to get the Sojourn back, and it looks like Doomfist is having a heyday in our back line.
Yeah, Tycho completely crushing like about three Ohio players right there. Looks like that Brig just kind of was in the right place, right time, and WMU does get control of the point, but Ohio got 45% out of just kind of a nice little first-round stall. It was kind of one long map there.
Yeah, it didn't really look like there was any critical fight right there, especially as it went back and forth. It seemed almost kind of casual. There wasn't really anything that I would say would be really crazy and outright. But it looks like this next fight we're going to start to take it a little more dramatically, I would say. Looks like we got Tracer on the front lines right here, and then going right for the supports. Ooh. Okay, looks like that did not go off.
Missing the pulse bomb. He's really good at landing those, and it's kind of unlike him to see him miss that. But we do see enough of WMU right there, and they do take out most of OU's team.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting how OU is going to respond to the Doomfist play, especially with Junker Queen. We don't have the mobility to kind of address the Doomfist going really fast. With the Lucio, that might give us a little bit more of an advantage, but that doesn't allow us the mobility we truly need. The responsiveness is going to be really key here against the Doomfist, because if he gets getting that free range, it's going to be really, really tough.
Yeah, WMU kind of pushing up here. Ohio doing the same, though.
Yeah, it looks like we had an ult from the Sojourn and Crazy Man G. Sojourn on their team. Crazy Man G looks like he went to the back line, but the Brig ulted him defensively. And then that's going to be another down team for us. Or down team. What do you think they're going to respond to? How do you think this is going to happen, Will?
Well, there's ults on the board for both teams right now, and that's kind of impressive. But Ohio has just kind of a couple more high-impact ultimates. You can just see a Kiriko and a Sojourn ultimate right here, and it will put OU in the front of any fight. And it looks like WMU is going to be on the back burner for most of their support, certainly their support ultimates, but they do rock out with a single Dragon Blade right here, and it is enough to kind of get some chaos brewing. Tycho getting one. Akusora does get Tycho in response, but LeBron James also goes down Vexa with that kill, and it's just enough for WMU to score the point.
Yeah, this is really interesting here. If you look, we had 3 ults sitting right there, which means you could have definitely won that point. I think it was just a couple of our characters going down, OU backed up, and then we didn't realize that it was getting close to that 100%.
Looks to me like WMU is trying to create chaos, and when teams go against OU, that is a very good way to kind of disrupt what they're trying to build. They're a very joined up team, so if you can provide some chaos into that and kind of break some of the team apart, then you're not going to see those ultimates come out as well. They really want that ultimate synergy. That's a big thing they've been working on, and we've seen it in all their games so far, and we're even seeing it in this game a little bit. Of course, nobody really wanting to use ults because, well, there wasn't a good time to use them.
Exactly. And especially with our mobility, once you start to disrupt that, you're going to see a lot of that fall apart. There's a lot of movement abilities with the characters we choose, especially Sojourn and Tracer. They can move really fast for DPS. The problem is, once you start to disrupt that and get a Doomfist, and then they use their mobility to go backwards, all of a sudden you're starting to put that pressure in a completely different place, and it's a place we don't want.
Yeah, Crazy Man G, of course, really kind of going into this fight. Fresco just barely staying alive. Akusora gets 1 kill onto the opposing Sojourn. Will it be enough to actually make a difference? Fresco does get pushed back onto point, but Tycho and Arcane get kills onto Akusora and LeBron James respectively. Crazy Man G getting 1 nice little tap onto that Kiriko, getting him out of here, getting Arcane out of here as well, throwing the knife, just barely missing. But it does look like Ohio's going to capture this point for the first fight.
Yeah, really good plays by Ohio. They really split up WMU's team, and then from that we started to see that they got to go that one-on-ones, and those one-on-ones is where we can win.
Tycho got that early pick onto Fresco. That's going to be very crucial in this fight. Ohio needs an early pick. Crazy Man G does get the pick on the opposing Sojourn. It might be even enough. Crazy Man G does kind of go into the bottom of the kind of depths right there, trying to get 1 or 2 more kills right there. Does get 1 onto Greemy, and Vexa does get a kill on our supports as well. The fight is very even. It keeps on going 1 at a time until it doesn't. WMU does get 2 right there at the end. It does look like they'll be able to flip the point at around 30%, unless Akusora can stall this.
Yeah, good stall from Akusora there. It looks like it's going to get us about 10%.
Yeah, Tycho getting kind of kind of aggro on that point, and of course allowing Ohio to capture 40%. But you know, Ohio was hoping for more there. They got 45% in the last fight. I think they were hoping for a little bit more than, or 45% on the last capture point. I think they were hoping for a little bit more, but they have enough ultimates to here to make anything happen.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how we're going to respond. I mean, last game we saw that we got to 45%, and then we weren't able to really get it back. So hopefully we're going to be able to respond better this time, and we're going to be able to use that to keep the point and hopefully get that 100% on our team this time.
Big fight here. Crazy Man G does try to use that tornado, and it doesn't go far enough. Tycho does get 2 kills. Arcane gets 2. Crazy Man G gets 1 on Arcane. It's a desperate fight here. Tycho is just bodying on this Doomfist right now, getting enough kills and getting enough DPS out to just kind of scare you away. And Akusora has to try and survive here. It looks like he'll be able to. Maybe getting a casual pick on this, or unable to.
That's a really poor stagger.
Yeah, of course, we're probably going to be waiting another 8 or so seconds for Ohio to get Akusora back. That's going to be a detrimental 8 seconds. It'll allow WMU to get at least to 70% at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they get to around the 80s if we're able to get the point back.
Crazy Man G does get an early pick onto Vexa, which takes their Lucio out of the equation. Sorry, I saw our Lucio going down. I was prepping for it.
Yeah, beautiful kill.
LeBron James stays alive. Looks like we do get almost a full wipe. Tycho, the last alive, does go down, though, and Vexa's kind of stalling on point. Remember how we kind of had that minute of stall with our Tracer on the point? Kind of a similar thing right there. Get another 5%.
I want to give credit to the Kiri really quickly there. That kill on the Genji, especially during Blade, was critical to get that point back.
Yeah, certainly. Of course, now we just kind of a waiting game, waiting for WMU to kind of aggress here. They have 1 ult, Ohio has 2, and they're a lot closer on more. So this will be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully this works out for us. Looks like we're having Lucio come out really quickly and Crazy Man G. Actually, Fresco getting that pick on the back, and it looks like we're going to come out with a pretty easy win right here with a fight.
4 for 4, 5 for 5. Nice little team kill right there from Ohio. Just a very clean team fight. Of course, opening with that knife from Crazy Man G kind of just disrupted the team. Crazy Man G kind of followed the Kiriko. Wasn't really focused on any of the rest of the team, kind of pushed them back, and it was just enough for them to get enough eliminations.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think we're starting to run those disruption tactics that Doomfist was doing to us back at them. Especially with Crazy Man G going straight for the supports, it's putting too much pressure on them to really deal with. And
Wasteland coming down. Crazy Man G does enough to get Vexa right there. Greeny does get LeBron James, though. That's going to be a rough kind of fight for here. Crazy Man G does get 1 more kill onto Greeny. They do have to kind of enter point, though. They don't want... Oh, WMU caps point. That is not what they wanted to see. WMU kind of getting closer on some ults here. You really just want to see all of WMU kind of taken off this point as fast as possible. Don't want to let them enter this fight again.
Yeah, it looks like OU was able to control the situation. We got the point back, and hopefully, with luck on our side.
Unfortunately, not able. There's 1 more team fight here, and Ohio does have an ultimate, but WMU is much closer on the board.
Ooh, beautiful shot, beautiful shot. Looks like Doomfist ult was used here to stall a little bit longer. Crazy Man G is going on him. Hopefully we can finish this.
Vexa and Tycho going off on the OU side, but it isn't enough. Crazy Man G getting those final closing kills on Vexa and Tycho. That is an Ohio map right there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to come down to the final 1.
Certainly. 1st to 3, I guess, right now. Or not 1st to 3. That's not what this game mode is anymore. I miss the old days. I miss the old days. Remember when this was... You know what? We were talking right before this. This game is old. This game is very old. Do you remember when Capture Point was 1st to 3? By any chance?
I do remember a little bit, but I only played a little back then.
Such a long time ago. I remember getting 68 kills on Roadhog in my favorite Capture Point Lijon game. And I might still have that VOD saved somewhere. I miss the good old days. Anyway,
that was awesome.
Now that we're speaking about Hog, of course, we see 1 on the field. We actually see 2 on the field. Oh, never mind. We see 1 on the field. Crazy Man G rocking with the Doomfist. Kind of a comfort pick for him. But WMU running a Roadhog right there. Nothing much else really changing on their team.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they came out with Roadhog, especially because Doomfist has a lot more mobility with the open map.
I don't think they were quite expecting that Doomfist, though. We've seen a lot of... Akusora getting the early pick onto opposing Brigitte. Vexa going right down early on. This might just be enough for OU to just kind of get a couple picks on supports. Crazy Man G gets Greemy. Arcane goes down as well. But fortunately, the Sojourn is picking up a couple kills here and there. It's not enough to kind of keep them at bay, but it's enough to kind of stall them a bit. They're going to have to wait, and they're going to have to play off point for a little while.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. It looks like what happened was once the Hog came onto point, we didn't have the mobility on the other team for WMU, and then Crazy Man G was able to take so much advantage of that, and it completely split them up and divided them, which made it a really easy fight for us.
Yeah, and of course we do see WMU switch back onto that Doomfist. If there's one Doomfist on the field, there's probably going to be two. You need that mobility to counter a Doomfist. And of course it's Doom versus Doom right now. We'll see which one wins out.
Yeah, it looks like Crazy Man G was originally focused on their Doom and is now trying to split up his range. We see Acusora running around trying to get some picks on their DPS.
Arcane does get the pick onto LeBron James, though. That is going to be hard for Ohio to come back from. Arcane, of course, still trying to work for more here. He might be able to get one on Fresco. Almost got the deflect kill on him. And then we do see Fresco get Vexa, but is just not enough wiped from Ohio.
Yeah, it looks like we have some ults going into the next fight, as well as WMU. I'm really interested in how this is going to happen. Now, this is the first time we're going to really see that Doomfist into Doomfist.
This is really the first time we're going to see like more than 2 ultimates on the board for each team. It looks like we'll probably get 3 by the time these fights actually start.
Yeah, it looks like OU is about to run into about 4 ults. Definitely interesting. Looks like some blows back in here. Maybe we'll see a Doomfist 1v1. Oh, Crazy Man G's right by him.
OU pushing through on that far side, but Acusora is kind of on the opposite side. Nice little flank, trying to get a kill on a Vexa real quick. LeBron James gets Greemy, and Acusora gets Vexa. There's no supports left. Nice little team wipe, quick and easy. Bada bing, bada boom. It's your capture point.
Definitely interested. I was surprised that they were able to go back for the support so quickly, but I think that when we had Crazy Man G, and especially with Acusora going around the back lines as Tracer, it was definitely easy to get that Ana out, because Ana does not have any way to run away besides her sleep dart, and that's only going to stall the enemy.
Certainly, and I apologize for that call. That was about the worst thing I've ever had to say on stream, but here we go. And Acusora does get the kill on Vexa right there, but Crazy Man G does go down. Acusora getting Greemy as well. He might just be able to get another nice little pick here. Is he going to be able to get Tycho, though? It doesn't look like he wants to aggress on that. Fresco waiting for some heals before he can actually get involved. Arcane does get Dexter. I've been trying to figure out that name for a minute. Well. Let's see if it's
definitely
enough.
Interesting right now. I think Doomfist was trying to run out of that fight.
Yeah, certainly.
Looks like he's going to be dragged back into it, maybe?
He might be. He might go down. I don't know. Akusora's trying to push up to get enough kills, but he's unable to.
Yeah, looks like Crazy Man G is trying to get into their face. Definitely being really mobile. We're seeing the 90% start to come out.
Kind of got to see the aggression right here. Yeah, this is a really smart play from OU. This is going to try and hold WMU off the point for as long as possible. They do still aggress, but it might not be enough. Of course, Tycho is still standing on top of a lot of people on Ohio's side, and Tycho and Arcane both get involved. Vexa as well getting Acusora. It does look like WMU is going to win this fight unless somebody can pull something crazy off. It doesn't look like that, though.
Yeah, it looks like Crazy Man G's pulling off the point.
Yeah, Crazy Man G doing the smart thing there, pulling back. He's close to an ultimate. Don't die. Don't give them ult charge. They just used all their ults. Just kind of let it mellow out a bit. Let it mellow out a bit.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Looks like we're starting to run into 2 ults here. Hopefully we'll be able to use them next fight. I mean, if we win just one fight, we're able to capture that point. We should be able to win it. But that really depends on whether or not we can win the next 2 fights here.
Yeah, certainly. Of course, we do see Crazy Man G kind of pushing onto point right now. Kind of sneaky, trying to get towards the supports. Unable to, though. It does look like he's going to get kind of collapsed in on pretty quickly. Acusora does get one, though. Greemy out. That's one support down. That's half the battle. And Acusora does get Vexa. It's enough. Let's see if Ohio can just kind of hang on now. They don't need to do much more. They just need to get these last couple characters off point. It looks like they'll be able to. Tycho kind of waiting up there, knowing he has to stall. Unable to get on point in time. Ohio with the first map win there.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting. I mean, we see the same 2 tactics come out, both of those fights, where they took out the supports first and then moved from there.
Yeah, certainly. Of course, you get to see the nice little 5-stack camera up there. Team's a little relieved, a little happy, and I'm sure there's a lot of emotions after that, because that was a good round there. Kind of ending on a high note.
Stretching out.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting some jumping jacks in there.
Yeah, a couple jumping jacks, kind of some waves to cameras, nice little coach talk. Time to breathe. Time to breathe. Yeah.
Well, what do you have about that last game?
Not much. I just kind of that call. What did I say? Bing bong. I can't remember. Whatever. All right. Nice little good cap from OU there. I don't want to say expected, but they prepared for Busan and they did a great job there. We're gonna hope to see kind of their best next, and we'll see how it gets going. Any opinions from you, Addison?
I mean, yeah, I got a couple. Especially when we looked at that analysis of the fights, we know that Crazy Man G is a really mobile player. He does not like sitting down and doing nothing. Especially when we see with his ball plays, Winston, Doomfist especially. That mobility plays so much into what he loves to do. So when we were able to see him come out with Doomfist, actually come into his zone, and then have that challenge almost, he was going straight for that backline. Took him a little bit of a rough start. I mean, with that first loss, I think he started to analyze what was needed to do, and then we saw him go right in there, map 2 and 3, and then boom, he's right in their backline, right in their faces, and then that causes a lot of disruption, a lot of chaos, like you were saying.
Yeah, causing chaos is Crazy Man G's kind of specialty. He's always tried to do that, and he always does a great job. But yeah, so looks like they are getting a nice little team talk back there, of course. Nice little top corners right there. We got WMU and Ohio, if you're just joining us. Western Michigan University versus Ohio University, varsity esports, varsity Overwatch. And I'm here with the club. Are you the coach? I can't remember.
I was club president.
You're club president. Okay.
Oh,
Well, I knew you were club president. I couldn't remember if you were club coach as well. But of course, we've got Rad Addison here, kind of helping me commentate for tonight. 2 business majors rocking it up here. I think we're doing our darndest.
Yeah, of course. Well, welcome back, or welcome to, for those of you who just joined us. But yeah, I'm Madison. It is awesome to be your commentator for the night. I know I'm subbing in for Kavanaugh, but I hope that I will be a good replacement.
Fellow business major.
Of course. I mean, the best major. But yeah, if you just tuned in, OU right now, we are up 1. An amazing battle right there on the control point. A lot of really speed going out there. We did a little analyzation on the Doomfist plays. What's your opinion on the mobility?
I mean, the mobility was good from both teams. I mean, when you're playing Doomfist into Doomfist, you're going to have mobility, but you're also going to have those dead spots where you're just waiting for cooldowns, and we saw that a couple times, and teams were kind of unable to follow up in those dead times, which is kind of expected. There were a couple times there when WMU just left a Doomfist on point for a little bit too long, and Ohio was unable to collapse in on him. But same thing for Ohio. Like, there were times that Ohio was there and WMU was unable to collapse in on him. You saw kind of progress throughout that game, but, you know, we're just kind of waiting. Oh, sorry, there's some stuff happening on screen right here. Looks like next map we're getting is Kings Row.
Yeah, I'm seeing it from here.
Can't say that's unexpected. Ohio had a record on Kings Row last year. That's all that needs to be said. We're changing that this year.
I mean, that is the goal. I love Kings Row. I mean, I'm a Junkrat player. I'm a Junkrat main. And Kings Row is basically my playground. It is awesome to be able to fly around there, and I love playing on that map.
Yeah, they were, during the kind of fall semester, they participated in the a collegiate tournament, or the collegiate homecoming, I believe. They had a great time in that, and they finished top 32. And there was a day, an entire day leading up to that, where they just practiced Kings Row with one other team, and it was the funniest thing I've ever watched. Of course, I live with 2 of those guys back there, and so they were both playing on their computers, like right next to each other, and it was so funny to see their reactions and so funny to hear the interplay between those guys. It was awesome. So yeah, they've made progress on Kings Row, and they're looking to bring this into the season. Of course, getting some views of the players right there, kind of cycling through. Of course, LeBron James out of the chair. He's usually up and moving around. That's not just a little LeBron James joke. That is just something Slow-O or Nick often does. So, of course, got to hype the team up. And now he's settled, of course, kind of getting ready, still walking around. And he's in the chair. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
And that means we're ready to go.
Yes.
Looks like we're starting to load into Kings Row now.
Almost. It looks like kind of we're waiting on a couple things here real quick. But yeah, so what do you want to see from this Kings Row, Addison?
I mean, honestly, we're going to see a lot. It really depends on how we want to take it. There are 2 real ways to assault the Kings Row map. You're either going to go with a full-on frontal assault. That means you're going to be seeing your Ryan, your Ramatra. You're just going to go charge straight on head, ignore the choke point, and by ignore, just plow right through and hope for the best. The other way we're going to see it is we're going to see a lot more of hit scans. We're going to see Widow come out. We're going to see Ashe come out. They're going to go for that high ground. They're going to try to get a couple picks, and then we're going to see them start to rotate around. That rotation is going to be a lot of going over the wall, not attacking the choke point directly, and then hoping to get a couple picks to get people to fall back.
I'm very happy we just saw some switches on the OU side, because I just saw a Moira, I saw a May, I saw all the things that I don't like to see on Kings Row. And of course, they finally settled on a comp. Looks like we are going to have Crazy Man G on the Roadhog here, Fresco on Sojourn, and of course Akusora on Cassidy. Kind of a more double long range right there. They can do it, and they've done it in the past. And LeBron James on kind of this comfort pick of Ana. He loves playing Ana. He's really good at playing Ana. He's coached me up from, like, I don't know, the depths. Great
depths
guy.
Of gold.
Depths, yeah, you know. But of course, now we're seeing kind of them push up into this kind of early choke point. Crazy Man G does get the kill onto Arcane. That's a great first pick for Ohio. Great start. Is it enough? He does get the kill onto Sojourn as well. Of course, 2 supports now, 1 tank. And both supports are very low.
Yeah, looks like we're going to go up here and hopefully get this point. I don't know. I don't want to say I called it, but we did see that rotation around where we got some picks and then we started to push in. Especially with Hog, it's definitely interesting to see these plays like that. I'm usually used to Crazy Man G on a more mobile character. It looks like we're starting to see this come right back onto the point. W's trying to contest that.
Tycho getting 2 kills right there, kind of putting Ohio at a major disadvantage here, and LeBron James does get dove. He misses the sleep dart, but he does get the kill on Vexa, but it's not going to be enough. Believe, yeah, Crazy Man G did go down as well. Vexa's going to get back to point in time. Not really going to be that much of a problem for WMU, but Ohio's going to kind of regroup here. They doesn't look like they're going to make any changes, but they are kind of at the ultimate advantage right now. Kind of not an ultimate advantage. Never mind. I'm trying to make the best of it. It's kind of even right now. Let's just see how they approach the intro to this kind of fight right here.
Exactly. I would say our one advantage here would be Crazy Man G actually on Hog. The one big thing that we don't notice that WMU has is that they don't have a shield character. Basically what it means is what we saw just now. You're able to hook, no contention. Of course, that does mean we have to trade for a lot of damage, which if we can't keep up with is going to cause some problems.
Yeah, the only survivor from that fight are Kiriko, which I kept on thinking was a different person, but no, it is Monkey. So Monkey looks like he's changed his name to Dexter Pittman. So some of those name changes have to come in every so often. Of course, we did have LeBron James, kind of buzzer beater name change before the season start. But it does look like we're getting this started right now. WMU kind of pushing, but we do see the nano ult from Crazy Man G and LeBron James, and they do get something out of it. LeBron James gets 1, Crazy Man G gets 1, and it does look like there's a nano Genji on the other side of the field as well, but that does go down. Greemy goes and does pick off LeBron James. Crazy Man G does his bits though, and does get enough damage out into the kind of field of play to just kind of mow the rest of them down.
Yeah, it looks like we got that first point. We are going to keep moving from there. I'm definitely interested to see how this is going to keep going. We're starting to see the Ana come out on WMU's side, which makes sense, and it looks like we're going to have a Reaper as well. What that means is they're going to try to start countering Crazy Man G a lot more. Hog was kind of going uncontested earlier on, but with Ana's Purple Nade, which is going to prevent his healing, which he has a lot of, and then with Reaper pouring in damage, especially with Doomfist already able to punch him back, it's going to be a definitely interesting fight.
I would honestly not be surprised to see Crazy Man G kind of just go for a very aggressive push here and just kind of like see if they can kind of push him back this one time and then switch off this kind of really big weakness to Reaper. But we do see them get 1 kill. The Sojourn does go down early in this fight. Tycho does get LeBron James, though. Ohio going to be at the healing disadvantage. But it does look like they're going to stay alive for long enough. Fresco might use his ultimate here. It's kind of yet to be seen. We do have a Kiriko ultimate on the point, though. It might just be enough for Ohio to actually consider investing here. Fresco does get the kill onto Arcane. Akusora gets 1 on Greemy. Akusora once again on Vexa. 3 for 1 right there. Nice little Blizzard ult usage right there. And we do see Akusora go down right at the end of it, but it isn't enough for Ohio to kind of get that payload up to that corner.
Yeah, beautifully done on Ohio's part. I was definitely worried earlier on, especially with Doomfist's ability to go around. But right, we got that pick on the Sojourn earlier on in that fight, and then they aggressed that. I mean, they were already down 1 player. That's a lot of damage you're losing with no Sojourn, and then it was able to be an easy wrap-up for us. I suppose not easy, but it was definitely easy. Simpler.
Yeah, you know. Crazy Man G, of course, pushing up here real quick, just trying to kind of avoid this Reaper as best he can. He can kind of one-shot this Reaper if he does get him in the trap first. So that's kind of been his goal right here, and he was doing that for the other squishies on the other side, but now he's got to do it with Reaper, which makes it a lot harder. Does get the kill on it, and he does get nanoed, but he is slept Let's see if he gets woken. He does not get woken, and the Nano will go down, but he does get one more kill onto Tycho, and this might just be enough for Ohio to push on through.
Yeah, we had a definitely interesting Nano on WMU's side. I saw the Lucio running around. He was nanoed, right?
I saw it get used. I didn't see where it went. You might be right. I just kind of assumed it kind of got wasted. Maybe the Ana nanoed herself on accident.
Yeah, it was a little strange. I saw the Lucio run right by Crazy G's camera, and it looked like he was nanoed. I saw that blue on him.
I'm going to be honest, I don't like that ult there from Crazy Man G. Kind of towards the end of the fight, it looked like it was already a one battle. Does use his ultimate, though, to try and kind of push back WMU and kind of get that final little bit on that push. Looked like they already had it, but, you know, I'm going to be honest, I don't really use Roadhog's ult in the way it should, and I think it's a better zoning ultimate than anything, and it kind of looked like that's what he used it for there. Does
we've been
enough.
seeing a lot of combinations.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot, and especially with Crazy Man G and LeBron James here. That Nano has come out, I believe, twice now. And we do see, Tycho gets hooked into the void. Oh, but there is an anti on Ohio's side. Akusora having to run away. Crazy Man G gets the Sojourn as well. And Fresco finishing off Arcane right there. Ohio pushing them back. Getting two nice and important picks. This is going to kind of get them into one-fight territory here, and Ohio has the major ultimate advantage for now. We'll see how this shakes out, but this is looking like it's going to be a good Ohio push right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they use one or two ults. Looks like we're having it looks like we're having all of them come out at the same time.
I agree with this all push right here. You can use all of them and kind of get this point. They got to play it smart, though. They got to get one or two more kills right here, and it doesn't look like they will be able to. They have to pull back. The full ultimate investment does not come. But that was a rather late Ana ult.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. I mean, WMU poured into that as much as we did. They're going to come out this better because, of course, they didn't stop us from capping.
They didn't stop us from capping. We got 60 seconds. Crazy Man G's about to build up his ultimate, and he's ahead of Tycho. We do see the Sojourn ultimate on the other side of WMU. Doesn't look like Sojourn got nanoed in that fight, but didn't end up using the ultimate. That's kind of going to be a big deal for WMU here. Kind of having a little bit of an advantage. OU does have some squishies on their side, and it might just be enough to kind of get them the instant advantage in this fight.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Crazy Man G does get Arcane, and first pick of the fight right there, very, very quickly and very convincing. And Crazy Man G's now just kind of get Tycho out of here, push him off point, make sure they don't return. It does look like they will be able to push them back, but Crazy Man G might die in the process, unable to kill that Sojourn on point. Tycho does get Crazy Man G, and Jaziel does get Fresco. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a worthwhile fight to kind of pursue this. They've got to try and kind of try and hide here. That's what Akusora. Yeah, it looks like he was trying to kind of slide around and hope nobody saw, but no, it just wasn't enough there. So of course, we do see Ohio not finish on Kings Row, but get very close to finishing. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that just round? It looks
that last
pretty good
fight, that was tough. Or that second to last one. If we don't count that Kiri May try to stall.
Yeah.
That was tough to watch. Seeing all of our ults come out like that. I mean, I play enough Overwatch to know that when you put that many ults into it, it can be very tough. And I mean, especially when you start to see that first ult come in, I mean, you're going to have a lot of people trying to run away. And especially when you try to pour them 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to have so many people trying to run away already. And that definitely kept people away from May ults.
Yeah, certainly. And looks like WMU might be going for something a little bit different here. Never mind. Not as different as I thought it was going to be. A little bit different. They're going to be running a Sombra here, which that's kind of in direct counter to LeBron James and Greemy. Sorry, LeBron James and I'm just completely fumbling this right now. Dexter. I'm going to go with Dexter because I don't want to say Dexter Pittman every time I say this. So it's going to be Dexter for now.
I'd stick with LeBron and Dexter.
That's such a sick backcourt. Oh my God. Like, that is awesome. LeBron and Dexter in the back. Okay, you know, those guys are going to be like blocking at the rim the whole time. All right, anyway, never mind. That's not... That's when LeBron is not a blocker. Anyway, we do see Crazy Man G going out here once more with this Roadhog, kind of running it into WMU. Better or for worse, we'll see how it goes. Kind of mixed success last round, kind of good on the capture point, but will be yet to be seen if it's good on the defense. Akusora does kind of get some nice little poke damage, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to start to see this. I mean, we saw them do the same attack that we did on them. They're starting to go around, they're starting to handle the people on the high ground, and then they're pushing us down. And as you can see, we're already starting to get clumped up, which could be good or bad, especially with the hog player. It's going to be advantageous, but we'll see from there. Looks like a miss of a hick and a hack. That's going to be really rough for us. Hopefully we can hold on.
Yeah, a little hack on a Crazy Man G there really stalls the fight. He had to hide, and he, once more a hack on a Crazy Man G. I never really quite thought about Sojourn against not Sojourn, Sombra against Roadhog. That really does just add a different element into every fight. Of course, Roadhog with that heal might not be able to use it in a really important time, and of course, Crazy Man G running into that right now. Fresco kind of in a rough spot, kind of waiting for some heals, doesn't quite get them. And Tycho and Jaziel kind of get enough going on point to just get kills. And of course, Arcane does end up kind of doing some damage to Crazy Man G and does get away.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to watch. It looks like what we saw come out is with that Sombra and the Ana. I mean, it's hack and then it's going to be purple, which means there's a lot less healing for Crazy Man G. And then from there, even the Kiri Cleanse is only going to stop one of those. So it's just really, really tough. I would not be surprised if we see a switch come out.
I'm going to be honest, I doubt we see a switch from much of Ohio. Looks like we do see, is Cassidy new?
Cassidy is new, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Cassidy's new. Yeah, so a little switch from Ohio. I can't say that's an unexpected switch. If there was a character that I thought kind of Akusora would switch to, it probably would have been Cassidy there. But we'll see how if it actually works out here. Of course, you do have a Doomfist on the other side. You have a Sombra that's just kind of running around. It's a lot for just a Cassidy to deal with here. Does look like Tycho gets picked, kind of picked off right there, pulled into the back line. And then Akusora does get one onto Arcane right there. The worries go away. Crazy Man G getting one more and pushing WMU all the way back. Of course, does look like they might try to extend and kind of pick off one more, maybe? Not going to. Rather unfortunate there. I kind of wanted to see a little overextend just for a little salt in the wound on WMU right there. Is what it is, though. Ohio with 2 ultimates, WMU with 3. Both teams pretty even in the build right now. I kind of don't expect, this next fight will be pretty much even.
Yeah, I hope it works out for us. I mean, we're starting to see a lot of even alt placement here.
Jaziel with an early pick on Fresco. That's going to be detrimental for this fight. Akusora does get a little bit of damage in there, but it's just not enough. LeBron James was kind of in a weird spot right there. He's trying to hide, also got to heal himself a little bit. Just a weird kind of placement all around. Crazy Man G does try to get a little bit of damage off on a Tycho right there. Unable to kill him, but does a lot of damage. And he's kind of in the close quarters with him right now. And nobody's there to help Crazy Man G. Crazy Man G will likely go down to this. Yes, he does. LeBron James and Dexter both kind of pulling back.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough fight to watch.
Lost fight for them. They know they need to get out of there, and they do so. Almost getting a kill, though. Oh, LeBron James does go down right there. I didn't catch that at first.
That's going to be a 4.5 minute hole for OU.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were worried about. We saw this a lot last year, kind of this early push, but Ohio was usually not the worst at holding this third point right here. It's of course very close range, and Crazy Man G with the wall tricks that he taught me. Oh, that's a nice little kill right there. Kind of using the geometry to your advantage, and he does try to keep on pushing in. Tycho is low, but it's not low enough. Fresco does get Greemy, though. This is a nice little kind of pushback for OU. If they can get one more, they can really stall this WMU team, and they're going to need every stall they can get.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to watch. I mean, I'm really hopeful that it's going to hold out for us. It looks like we've gotten already down to 330, but again, that's another 3.5, and since we didn't get to that third point, it needs to stop now.
Yeah, but Ohio kind of holding them where they need to right now. They kind of need to not let them pass this kind of corner right here. This is a decent enough corner to defend. You have 2 more defense spots right after this. Actually, kind of 3 more defense spots after this. They kind of need to keep it right here, and maybe if they can, push it a little farther back. Crazy Man G does get hacked, though. It's going to, a lot more damage going into him. He does look like he survives, and we do see the Kitsune Rush come out. Might be enough damage here. Tycho into the backlines and does just kind of escapes, runs away. Jaziel with 2. Arcane also getting the pick onto LeBron James. Yeah, this looks like it might be the end for OU here. They might get a little bit of time to contest, but it will be close. Crazy Man G hidden, though. Well, he was hidden. Okay, maybe they will get to contest here. Yeah, they will get a little bit of a contest. Does look like Crazy Man G will get at least 1 kill. Yeah, Akusora does get Arcane. and then Vexa kind of falls off. Tycho is still kind of roaming though, and Akusora does go down. He was kind of overextending, kind of hoping to get 1 or 2. Doesn't end up getting that. Does get 1 though. And now it's crunch time for Ohio. They are within about 5 meters of a loss here, and they have 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, 2 minutes left. I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers. Definitely interesting. We see the Sombra ult coming out again, and it looks like both Sojourns are getting close, or at least WMU's is. Hopefully, Crazy Man G is going to be able to pull another, wall trick?
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like he'll be able to pull a wall trick right here. That's why I kind of was mentioning the defense spot up there. He kind of needed to hold that defense spot. His utility really helps more in that kind of little open box area. There's no real easy way for him to defend there now, and especially when he gets antied like that. And the health pack is hacked. He, of course, Wrecking Ball player, knows where all those health packs are, and that is part of his game now. And he's unable to get that nice little bit of healing. He is able to stay up on point, does get the nice little pick off onto Arcane. Jazeel does go down too. It's going to be a close fight here. Crazy Man G staying alive as best he can. Healers are coming back. They are able to get to him. Oh, let's see if he can get the nice little pick onto Tycho right here. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. OU does recover this. They are back onto point. Of course, WMU is trying to clutch up. They are not able to. Now it's a siege. You got to pull back. You got to get 2 of them right here. 1, 2, maybe 3. Unable to get the 3rd. It does look like that's going to be the end of it right there. But he does, all of Ohio pushes WMU back right there and stalls them down to 1 minute. They have one more chance right here. 1 minute and a dream, and Jazeel goes down. The only ultimate on WMU's side getting killed by the trap. That is hurting for, that is, I don't even know how to describe it. Never mind, not hurting.
It's going to slow them down.
Hurt them. Like,
yeah, it's going to hurt in the long run. I mean, you got to wait another at least, 10 seconds to get your whole team back together to push that?
Yeah, certainly.
I mean,
and then you also missing utility to kind of open up this fight if you wanted to, but it doesn't look like you're going to be able to use it. Vexa does have ultimate, though. Greeny built it as well. Does look like we're going to have 2 support ultimates on the side of WMU, and that is not going to bode well for Ohio here. Will they be able to? It looks like they might be able to get 1 nice little pick, and they do get 1. Crazy Man G gets Jazeel on top of payload. Akusora gets Arcane. Tycho does get Fresco, and Dexterpan does go down. Crazy Man G and Akusora get the last 3, though. Nice little team wipe. You've got 5 seconds right here. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be able to touch. Tracer might be able to get close. Does not touch. Ohio with the Kings Row win and a hold on 3rd point. I don't know if they've done that before, but they did it tonight. You can see the excitement on their faces back there, jumping for joy. Kind of, they need the break now. They're up. They realize what they just did. The kind of history for the team right there.
Yeah, a wonderful Kings Row home. I mean, you've got 5 minutes right there. It was awesome to see them hold that long.
I believe the exact total ended up being 4 minutes, 40 seconds. And I don't know if we've ever seen them burn the time off the point like that. Very impressive. I don't even know where to begin with that, truly.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, definitely going to be tough for WMU. It's a really interesting fight right there. I mean, I did not expect that hold.
Backs against the wall right there, and Ohio does what they need to do. Of course, on Kings Row, that didn't always happen last year. It happened tonight, though. So, this is exciting. I'm still waiting to figure out if we're going to end up going to intermission. Looks like they might be having some stuff going on in the back right there, trying to figure out what's going on. But, that was a good little round right there.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely good. I mean, we saw a lot of counters come out to the Hog. I mean, we saw Sombra, we saw Ana.
We saw.
Did we see the Reaper early on?
I think we saw Reaper early on. Yeah.
Okay, he went away pretty fast though. I mean, Sojourn stuck around the entire time, and then we saw Doomfist as well. Although the Doomfist became really ineffective towards the end.
Doomfist became obsolete there. Tycho is like a very good Doomfist player. I think I was even told that before. I watched some of WMU's games, and I'm gonna be honest, he was fun to watch. So like, if you're watching WMU, tell that guy, is it Tycho? I have no idea how to say his name. Tell him he's a really fun Doom player to watch.
Yeah, it is really fun to watch him.
Oh goodness, sorry about that. But yeah, so we saw a lot of good interplay on OU's team, and it was just enough to kind of like nullify the tank play of WMU. Of course, Tycho doing what he needed to do. Greeny and Vexa usually being first pick, but like really overall, if they weren't first pick, they were carrying most of those fights, and they were doing a great job. Arcane getting picked off here and there, but honestly, I think the DPS was pretty evenly matched on both teams, and I think this was very much like a team interplay.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would say, though, that our DPS are able to play more independently, especially when you see those fights start to come out. You'd see that our DPS were able to kind of split off, play under their own advantages, and then you'd see that their DPS would kind of clutch together almost. I would say the Sombra play, of course, they were on their own, but with their Sojourn, they were definitely near their supports, and then when we were able to push them on that, we were able to take great advantage of that, especially because you see the Sojourn almost in front, playing the tank role while their Doomfist was in our back lines.
Yeah, certainly. And, one word to describe that win. How would you describe it?
Challenging, I would say.
I'm going to say electric.
Oh, definitely electric.
That was a really fun hold to watch on King's Row. I don't think I've ever held a King's Row for 5 minutes. Like, that's absurd. That doesn't happen. But yeah, so of course, does look. All right, looks like we will be. Yes, we will be. So we will be seeing you guys in a couple minutes. A couple little minute break here. So make sure you stay tuned in for this third map. Looks like Ohio might 3-0, maybe. Don't jinx it. But Addison, do you want to take us out?
Yeah, of course. Well, we will see you in a couple minutes.
See ya. Welcome back, Bobcats. I'm glad Cap's not here. I get to press the button. Anyway.
Yeah,
What's
welcome
going
back.
on?
I mean, it's been, what, a couple of minutes, maybe 5 or so?
Couple of minutes, very important thing to say. The game is starting. And okay, all right, now there's a pause. All right.
Yeah, it looked like we were going to be behind you guys a little bit. We're going to go right into the game from here. And it looks like we have had a pause and we have been sent back. So we are going to have a couple more minutes to talk to you for a bit. You get a couple more minutes of us time.
You know, things happen. Loadouts change. Doesn't look like the team layout changed at all. But it is electric back there. LeBron James just went and dropped 30 push-ups. That is not a joke. That is what he did. With a whole break and all. And then we also found out something else. Dexter Pittman, who was Monkey, changed his name in the game to Dexter Pittman because that when you look up LeBron's worst teammate, it's Dexter Pittman. So we have Dexter Pittman and LeBron James on the team right now.
I know, we're building the whole setup.
How is that? How is that? How cool is that to hear? All right. Yeah! There we go, guys. All right.
I mean, we do got a pretty large crowd right here.
We do have a good crowd, especially for Overwatch. Some nights it's been slower, like Valorant. First semester I was here, so like semester.
I mean, we clearly know that Overwatch is the best sport.
Oh, 100%.
Not even esport, best sport. You know, hands down.
Hey, don't talk about soccer like that.
I have no choice.
All right. We are getting ready to load into game here. Looks like they are fixing everything. Some technical difficulties happened. Thankfully, weren't on our side. So, you know, all is good.
Yeah, it's awesome to see us move into Saravasa. I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah, Saravasa, something like that. I'm not positive.
I butcher pronunciations. But it is awesome to see us on the Flashpoint map. It looks like we're starting to pull out with some mobility again with Margwa.
Yeah, it does look like that. And Crazy Man G, of course, wanting to be the Malga god in the game, doing his best. Of course, they are prepping. Doesn't look like a kind of a regular comp for what they've been running so far. Arcane is staying on the Sombra. I think when WMU ran that Sombra last time, they had a lot more success. Kind of makes sense that they're staying on it. I assume that they will probably stay on it throughout this game. Crazy Man G does switch from Malga. He does go to Doomfist. So this will be rather interesting.
Yeah, it looked like that was a last-minute swap. Definitely going for the mobility here. I mean, it's not surprising we're seeing the same team comp starting to roll out here. You can definitely see the focus on making sure you're fast, and especially in Flashpoint, where you're going to be going from one side of the map all the way to the other one to capture a new point. It definitely relies on your team being able to move quickly.
Arcane does go down right there. First thing in the point. Crazy Man G getting 2. Might as well get a 3rd while he's at it. Almost does. Of course, WMU trying to take this high ground. Crazy Man G gets 3. Almost goes down to the Kiriko. We kept on hearing him scream, no, 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 behind him. But he does end up getting that. Jaziel does get Dexter. I don't know. Dexter, Pittman? I don't know. Maybe it's like James and Pittman. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's a lot more left of this season. Anyway,
keep sticking with Dexter.
Yeah, WMU is kind of pushing up really quickly. Crazy Man G kind of trying to keep that kind of high push just to make sure that they don't get caught off guard.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing this choke point right here. I mean, the best thing we can see with Tycho to do right now is going to be to push right into our back line.
LeBron James pulling off a little bit of Reddit Lucio and getting Jaziel right there. Not a bad little pick, especially for first pick of the map. And Greeny does get stunned right there. Almost goes down, but it doesn't look like it's enough.
Yeah, it looks like we were able to start to get that early pick, and then they were pulling back. Looks like we're going back to that choke point again.
Yes, it does look like that. Crazy Man G kind of pushing up, trying to kind of like hold them at a decent spot. Kind of waiting for the rest of the team to kind of get involved. Most of the other team is unable to get involved. Tycho does get LeBron James. He is screaming behind us to telling the team that I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Unable to get saved though. Arcane does get Akusor, but Crazy Man G does get Jaziel, does use his ult, trying to get kind of a different position in this fight. Tycho does get Dexter though, Fresco on Arcane. They will be able to hold at least 90% here. Maybe, they do end up triggering overtime right there. Crazy Man G does get Greeny again though. Yeah, it looks like Ohio is getting every pick that comes onto point. It does look like they will end up holding this. They do take first flashpoint. That was way too long. I have spoken way too many words. I need a deep breath.
I mean, it was awesome to see them pull out and go strong. Looks like we're moving on to the second one right now, and Crazy Man G is going to be right on top of it. Both teams are pulling out really, really well. I mean, we're seeing that Sombra going around. I'm not seeing what the Sombra's doing. I'm assuming it's going to be hacks, especially on our Kiri and our Doomfist. I mean, stopping them from moving away to get those kills. But I'm just not seeing it. Are you seeing anything?
Yeah, no, I wasn't seeing any of it right there. We were seeing kind of those like little hack bubbles go out there every so often. They weren't doing much, and the individual hacks were just not doing anything really. Wasn't stopping anything like we saw in the first map with that Roadhog. Greemy does get 2 though. Jazeel does get 1 more, and it does look like most of the OU side will go down without really any trouble on the WMU side. Kind of a lost fight right there. Looks like it was kind of just bad positioning all around for everyone involved, including WMU, but they just come out in the better of it.
Yeah, it looks like WMU really won that with their ult, especially with Kiriko, getting all those bullets in there, being able to increase the speed of that is really good. Oh, really good pick early on from Crazy Man G, and it looks like we're going to have Arcane's ult coming out. Looks like we are ult dumping right here.
Hopefully does kind of look like that. Of course, Ohio does use both of those support ultimates right there, and Tycho gets the kill right after that's used. Akusor does get Greemy. LeBron James gets Arcane. It might just be enough. Tycho is one of the last on point with 1 Lucio. Vexa does end up getting the kill onto Dexter, but it does not matter. Crazy Man G getting Vexa and Tycho. Man, he is doing the bits with Doomfist right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Crazy Man G is doing really, really, really well. And I mean, if you look at the ult usage right here, we are coming out with a lot more than they are. And that is really useful for us, especially for these next couple of points, because Flashpoint is going to be point after point after point. So being able to hold this, keep it, and then move on to the next one with some ults is going to be critical.
Certainly. And the other thing I'm kind of noticing here is we are kind of down on the percentage-wise. Do have a lot to catch up on here, and it looks like Fresco does go ahead and just use his ultimate, kind of try and build some at least some sort of advantage, and Crazy Man G does get 1 kill. Aquasora falls off the map. Doesn't look like it was intentional at all. Arcane does get got by LeBron James.
Yeah, beautiful pick on Lucio's part, LeBron James, sorry. Looks like we are starting to wrap that up again. I don't know what's going on with WMU's mobility right now, but OU is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, truly. Crazy Man G is entering these fights and just being very aggressive and just kind of like holding corners that maybe he shouldn't be holding, but it's working out really well for him, and he's kind of catching a lot of WMU off guard. And he will get, like, consistently, he will get 2 characters kind of caught out, and he does enough to kind of really put them in a bad place.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Looks like we're going to have some ults coming out from WMU. Tycho's about to go down, but ult's out of it. Looks like we are going to have OU pull him back right now.
Jazeel does get the kill onto LeBron James right there. Crazy Man G does look like he's trying to kind of save somebody. Jazeel does get the kill onto Dexter Pittman, and it looks like everyone kind of goes down on the side of OU right there. Doesn't look like they'll be able to contest this flashpoint whatsoever. Looks like they're kind of communicating that right now, if they can. No, they were unable to. Of course, Akusora right there kind of waiting for the go-ahead from his team. Did not hear it, did not want to waste any life or any effort, so just might as well just go be first to the second point.
Yeah, perfectly good strategy right there, especially because your team's going to be able to respawn. It looks like with that speed, most teams are going to be ending up there at the same time.
Yeah, that's the first time we've kind of seen Arcane actually hack Crazy Man G when he was trying to use mobility, and he wasn't even using it yet. He was just trying to get out of that kind of nonsense area. He wasn't going to get much value from there. He's trying to get out of it and just wasn't able to use it. And of course, we do see both of these Kitsune rushes come out, and it will just make the point a bloodbath. Creamy goes down from Fresco. Tycho does get Akusora, though. LeBron James pushes up, gets Arcane, and we do see Dexter Pittman go off the side of the map, but Crazy Man G was the one that I was actually watching right there, where he just punches Jazeel right off the side. Of course, Tycho now going down as well. It looks like Ohio will be able to capture this. LeBron James sitting right there, and Vexa, looks like that was accidental, accidentally falls out of the world.
You know, I think Vexa might have been doing that on purpose just to get them back to spawn. And they definitely could have escaped it. I'm surprised why they did that. But who knows if they didn't
like
make the
they may have hit a wall and just not tried to wall ride, which is interesting.
Yeah,
it's a strategy.
Wall ride settings can be a little skewed sometimes. I know backwards and forwards can be difficult for some players, so it could have just very well been that he missed a key accidentally and then fell off.
Yeah, certainly. Crazy Man G does get in the backline right here, and he's kind of surrounded. Fresco does have another Sojourn ultimate already, and he is trying to defend his teammate. Akusora gets Greemy, one healer out of the battle. Crazy Man G gets Arcane. Tycho also goes down. Fresco using the ultimate to the best of his ability. Crazy Man G kind of following up, trying to get a kill. And then, of course, Akusora with the rundown on Vexa, unable to finish it, but does keep this flashpoint going for the side of Ohio.
Yeah, it looks like WMU is going to get one more contest right here. Lucio is going to try to go around and get to the point first, it looks like. And we got our two Doomfist battling it out.
Yeah, two Doomfist right there. Kind of, one does use his ultimate. He's going to get some kind of like advantage on this location right here. And it does look like he ends up going over towards the side of OU's kind of squishies. Tycho does get Fresco. Vexa also gets LeBron James. Greemy gets Crazy Man G. It doesn't look like this is going to be a winning fight. Akusora kind of just stalling out a little bit. Doesn't matter, though. They do win the fight. They just got to get over the next one now.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I disagree with you there because they got the point, and that was the real goal. I mean, you can have your whole team wipe.
Kind of lose the battle, won the war type
yeah,
situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In 10 seconds.
It looks like we're going to get a forward attack right here on this next point. We're going to get a good hold on it.
Yeah, it does certainly seem like that. Crazy Man G kind of trying to take an aggressive position. Unable to kind of get that actual aggressive position, but they don't know he's here. Oh, never mind.
Like they
do know he is here.
Yeah, Lucio pushes Crazy Man G down. It looks like he's trying to get a better position on them right now with his Power Fist. Got Acus or Fresco in the background shooting as Sojourn. Not really getting anything right now. Looks like teams are starting to reposition. Looks like FWMU's getting closer.
Fresco in a sunken down position right there is not good for him. He needs some high ground or he needs kind of an open space. Him in a closed position is not the best. It doesn't think they're trying to fix that, but they're also trying to get at least 1 or 2 kills. Oh, LeBron James kind of gets most of his team, does end up missing Fresco and Dexter. It might not help them at all with those both going down. Good ultimate for the ones that were involved in the fight, not so great for the ones who were overseeing it. Crazy Man G does end up getting Arcane, and Akusora does end up picking off Vexa right at the end right there, and it does look like that will end up being enough for them to kind of maybe hold this point for 20 seconds, possibly?
I'd want to say more than maybe. I mean, it's going to be very, very rough. We only have 2 support sides on WMU.
Of course, they do have that Kitsune Rush. They can get into this fight very quickly and very early. It does look like they will be using... no, it doesn't look like they've used it yet. They will be using it. It looks like when they get onto point. Greemy goes down. Crazy Man G with that kill, and Jaziel also goes down. Tycho is the only one left, but it doesn't really matter. Not much healing left on the point. Tycho gets 2. Tycho gets 3. Crazy Man G gets Arcane. It is now much closer than it needed to be. Of course, Crazy Man G kind of waiting to try and see if he can actually get Tycho here. He's unable to. Oh, he does have the ult. He might be able to crash on top of something. That I don't think that was purposeful. Maybe. Yeah, a little bit of a stall tactic. It looks like Ohio does actually lose this flashpoint. Oh, and Crazy Man G goes down right at the end there. That's detrimental for the side of OU. 2 kind of wasted ultimates right there, kind of trying to hold that last little bit of the point. Of course, they have a minute 40 to build those back, but that's not the best.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough fight to lose. I mean, we do come out of that maybe a little bit better than we were earlier on. We're going to have 2 DPS ults against their 1 support, and while Kiri is very useful, if Fresco can get some hits on Sojourn, that's going to be really critical for us. And with Akusora's Tracer Bomb, I mean, just throw that onto one of their supports, and then they're going to be down. Looks like we're going to see that coming out.
Fresco ultimate right here, and we're going to see what he can do. Akusora does get Greemy. Akusora kind of with those sneaky little picks in the back line most of the day. We haven't gotten to see many of them, but they always are happening. LeBron James trying to 1v1 Vexa right now. Doesn't look like he's doing it. He's getting close. We hear Lucio 1 in the background. He is just staying up. Tycho gets the kill onto Fresco. Oh, it doesn't look like they'll be able to. Oh, LeBron James does end up getting Vexa. All right, that's 2 supports out for Ohio, or for WMU. They have to kind of push this right now. They have to challenge. It does look like they will be trying to do that. Crazy Man G does end up getting Greemy. Let's see if they can end up finishing this fight real quick. Crazy Man G with 2 more. Jaziel with 1. Jaziel with 2, actually. Crazy Man G with the kill onto Tycho, but there is a Tracer on point that is doing the business. Fresco does end up getting Jaziel. It is far too little, far too late, and just enough for Ohio to consider this game match point.
Awesome. Very, very, very well done. Looks like we're going to let it play out a little bit longer.
Yeah, let it play out a little bit. All right. That was awesome. That was awesome, wouldn't you say?
I mean, yeah, I got to give you one word now, and I mean, I'm going to say that is amazing.
That was a very impressive last kind of hold on Flashpoint. I'm going to be honest, I did not think they were going to end up keeping that. They really showed up, though. They did what they needed to do, and they won on a Flashpoint. They won on Kings Row. They burnt a 4.5-minute time bank on Kings Row. Why? When does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for more.
A good close control game as well.
Yeah.
Like, what were your takeaways?
Oh, I mean, the Flashpoint was close. The Kings Row was insane to watch. I mean, when you have a hold that long, you really see that come out. You really saw the skill come out. You really saw the amazing aim coming out. I mean, it was awesome to see them hold that, especially with Flashpoint. I mean, we saw earlier on it went back and forth for that first two, where they took one, we took one, and then we were able to just keep holding that. Especially towards the end, we also saw that their Doomfist was really able to hold. Taiko was doing really, really well on Doomfist. It definitely made Crazy Man G have a run for his money. But we saw them able to handle that, and especially with the Lucy that was running around too. Once they handled those two, that third point was pretty much secured for us.
Yeah, kind of jigsaw pieces falling into place right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to watch. Definitely, I think there's some points you can take from this. It's interesting to see the swaps coming out more on tank now from Crazy Man G. We definitely saw the Doomfist challenge. That was awesome for him. And we also saw that Hog worked really, really well against Doomfist. So I feel like that's going to be something they're going to take into the future. But yeah, for the now, I mean, it's awesome to see that 3-0.
Yeah, certainly. And we've seen from this team that they're willing to put up a fight in any game. They fought a number one seed as David versus Goliath in the collegiate homecoming tournament, and they did the thing. They did really well for what it was. They did end up losing, but this team's willing to go toe to toe with anybody that's in front of them, and we just keep on seeing it. And I think that was a great example tonight of going toe to toe and coming out on top.
I mean, yeah, you can't ask for any more than that, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, and it was awesome to see our DPS plays as well. When we saw that independence, like we pointed out earlier, especially on these maps with Flashpoint, we saw that a lot too. With Fresco's ult usage, I mean, with Akisora running around on Tracer, we saw a lot of really good usage right there. And we didn't really see the DPS doing as much. Excuse me. With Sombra and stuff like that. We saw them moving around, we saw them playing, but when we saw the hacks on Crazy Man G, it just wasn't anything critical. It slowed him down a little bit, sure, but it really wasn't anything that stopped him from doing what he was doing. It didn't stop his groove at all.
Yeah, certainly. So, of course, Ohio Esports, we have League of Legends tomorrow. I believe it's also at 8 o'clock. Be in the arena, be on stream, who cares? Just join us. It costs you nothing. Just enjoy the time here. We're having a good time, so you guys can too. All right. We will see you guys all tomorrow, next week, whenever the next time comes. We will see you guys soon.
Yep. See ya.